Step 1. Search your spawn house. When you first spawn in, you're going to want to search your spawn house for any items that could be of use. But before we do that, our actual first step will be to turn on our TV to the Life and Living channel. The Life and Living channel is important because by watching it, we can increase a specific skill for absolutely free. In my case, the cooking skill was increased, but the skill that increases is completely random. By the way, you're going to want to turn your TV's volume down to 2 because having it any louder could attract zombies, and that's the last thing you want to do. Also, not every house has a TV, so don't freak out if yours doesn't. Once Life and Living goes off, you can start searching your house for loot. You should look for things such as food, weapons, and bandages, but most importantly, you should try to find a container. Containers let you carry more weight than you normally can, so you can grab even more loot. Unfortunately for me, my spawn house didn't have a container, so I have to go without one for now. If you find any liquids, you can actually just leave them. Thirst isn't really an issue early on because every house has a sink that you can drink from, so it would only take up space. The only exception to this is a water bottle because they're quite useful later on in the game once the water is turned off. It's important to note how I have been searching the entire house while remaining crouched. The reason for doing this is to avoid making noise so we don't attract zombies. You can crouch by pressing C on your keyboard. It's also important to note that you can actually jog while crouched. To do this, press shift while crouched. But normally you want to avoid jogging as much as possible to preserve energy. I think I found everything of use in this house, so let's move on to step 2. Step 2. Leaving your spawn house. Once you're ready to leave, you should walk to the door and zoom all the way out to scout the area. We do this not to figure out where we want to go, but to figure out where we don't want to go. If you see zombies in that direction, then you should choose a different direction to leave the house by going through a window. Thankfully, I didn't see any in this direction, so I could leave through the front door. You should try to make your way to another house to gather any resources that your spawn house didn't have. But remember to stay crouched because not only does it reduce noise, but it also reduces your character's visibility to zombies. Also, if you're crouched next to an object, like a house, your character's visibility will decrease even more. Now I know that I've said multiple times not to attract zombies to you, but if you can find a zombie that's alone, it's worth trying to kill them because they might be wearing a watch, which lets you know what time it is wherever you are. I accidentally ended up getting the attention of another zombie, but it was manageable. Neither had a watch, however, so I moved on to looting more houses. Here's an example of how crouching reduces visibility. This zombie can't see me because I'm crouched, but if I was standing normally, they would break into this house and attract other nearby zombies. That's why crouching is important, even when inside a house. I got tired of searching through white trash trailer homes, so I tried to find some nicer houses to burglarize, which weren't too hard to find. In one of the nicer houses, I actually found a park ranger zombie, which typically has a gun in their inventory, which this one did. There are multiple zombies like this. For example, there's also police officers and firefighters. It's pretty easy to identify one of these zombies due to the clothes they wear. By the way, if you find a gun, don't start randomly shooting zombies. I know the urge to just start blasting is strong, but by shooting a gun in this game, you are putting a beacon on your exact location to every single zombie within a 50-mile radius, which, as you probably guessed, is not good. So only use your gun in tight situations. Also, one of the zombies had a watch, so I know what time it is now. I decided to put on the Ranger's jacket, not for any particular reason, I just thought it would make me look cool. After this, I didn't do much more except continue to loot more houses. So let's move on to the third and final step. Step 3. Set up base. The last step to surviving the first day is to set up base for the night. This place doesn't have to be your permanent base, but it just has to be a safe place to sleep at night. When choosing a place, you should try to pick a house which has a lot of curtains, so those peeping Tom zombies can't see inside your house. If your house doesn't have enough curtains, then you can look for sheets to hang up as curtains, or you could just go steal some curtains from another house. Either works. Technically, you don't have to lock your doors because zombies can't open them, but let's be real. In a zombie apocalypse, why would you not lock them? After I secured my base, I put some of my loot in the cabinets to clear up my inventory. I noticed I had some extra time, so I decided to read a book. Books offer XP boost in what the book is about. For example, here I'm reading a book about metalworking, so it will give me an XP boost the next time I do something involving metalworking. Again, it's just an XP boost, it doesn't actually increase the skill itself. Also, books have different levels, starting off at beginner, then intermediate, advanced, expert, then finally master. and each level only gives a boost to specific levels of the skill. For example, if I was level 6 in carpentry, then to get an XP boost for level 7 and 8, I would have to read carpentry for experts. But if I tried to read carpentry for masters, the game wouldn't let me because I would have to be at least level 8. I hope all that makes sense. If not, then you can ask me a question in the comments and I'll make sure to answer it. With all that being said, I think it's past my bedtime. If you found this video helpful, then make sure to leave a like, because by liking, YouTube will recommend this video to more people who might need the help. And if you want to see more videos like this, then subscribe and hit that bell icon so you can get notified every time I upload. Thanks for watching and good night.